And on the program today, we will be discussing gender equality in legislative decision process. And to give the honors to discuss this topic, today we have Hajia Fatima Talba. She is the lawmaker representing Negere Patiskum Federal Constituency in the 10th National Assembly. We will watch her resume and we will be back shortly. My name is Jo.
Was born on the 30th of June, 1959. She is married with children and has a background in nursing. She has held various positions including commissioners, special advisors, and so much more, showcasing her wealth of experience spanning over 25 years. Focusing on areas such as women and youth development, education, particularly emphasizing on the need on advocating the girl child. Fatima Talba is a member of the House of Representatives, representing Potiskum Federal Constituency in Yobe State under the platform of All Progressive Congress in the 10th National Assembly. Her tenure in the House of Representatives has seen her contributions to various debates and discussions on national issues. Her presence in the National Assembly has helped her shape policy decision-making that affects Nigeria.
We just watched your resume. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Honorable Fatima Talba, as you rightly said. I'm a member representing Nigeria Potiskum from Yobe State. I was born in Tikau, in Nigeria local government. I am 63 years old. And I did my primary school at Nigeria Primary School. I attended Government Secondary School Potiskum. My background is medical, not a doctor, but a nurse, a midwife, a community health officer, and so many of the officers you know. I retired after 25 years of service and joined politics.
Can you give us an insight of how your political journey began?
Well, my political journey actually began with some hits, which is normal. And fortunately enough, my presidents of that time actually played roles in me coming to this National Assembly. I was privileged to be with the grassroots right from completion of my school. I started as a director of primary health care in the state. I came to permanent secretary about 2-3 times. I also was a chairperson about 2-3 times, local government. I was a GM. I was a director general and a legislator. This is my second time of being in the Green Chambers. And I don't think there is any office that I have not touched at the state levels. So that placed me in a better position to interact with the people, know how to talk with them, know how to manage them, and that was what brought me to this seat today.
What institutional reforms can promote these gender issues in parliamentary?
We are trying to see whether we can be able to talk with the education sector, if they will allow us to include politics into school curriculums, particularly targeting the women. So if we inculcate it into them from the word go, I think it's going to be easier for them to see it as a day-to-day activity than when they come at a later life, you introduce it, it becomes difficult for them to accept. More so that our men are now enlightened at the grassroots and they can support women and they can vote for women. I don't think we have real issues. Main problem we will be having is the issue of poverty, which is the one that is a great hindrance to women participating in politics. Even the men are not that well-to-do then, talk less of the women that are always at home. And with this petty hawking or trading, there is no way a woman can sponsor herself to the National Assembly. That's the truth of the matter.
So what can you do different to kind of sensitize them, to make them understand that the woman can always be there?
The government will have to come in That is why we are looking for special seats now, to at least sensitize the women to come. When we get those seats reserved for women only, and the bodies concerned, from the party to the governors to the grassroots, they will be informed that these seats are reserved specifically for women. Therefore, women should be encouraged, or they should elect a woman to that position. I think that is going to be one of the positions will hold that will support more women to come on board, truly speaking. And there are some NGOs that are really, then agencies that are really trying to see how they can support women financially to also come on board to go into politics. We are trying to go, very soon we will go around the states of the federation to go and sensitize the women at the grassroots. We are going for town hall meetings. Particularly, we will target those local states that are going for local government elections. And even now, we have some governors that are doing very well. As I said earlier, I'm from Yobe State. Yobe is a very small state. But you can see it was able to produce two members from Yobe to National Assembly. So we are trying to go around the state and sensitize the governors, sensitize the women, and go and plead with the men to support us. You know, the bills that we have will have to go to state assemblies. And we need to go and sit with our counterparts in the state assemblies to beg them to see reasons to have a soft heart for the women. Because today is us, tomorrow it may be their own children that will come, and they may have this type of resistance. So by the grace of God, we will see what we'll do to go and sensitize them the more so that they will come. And we'll also look of a gender budgeting, where a certain amount of money will be set aside for those that are interested to come on board to participate in politics. We will also have to go and lobby the governors to see if they can help us have that, and the state assemblies too.
What roles do Women Caucus or Gender Sensitive Issues Committee play in promoting equality?
It's only proper legislation that will change those of the things. And these legislations are what we are now yearning at to get from our males here in the assembly. As I said, it's a deliberate policy that we have brought more men into this committee, so that they will also, if one man can go and sensitize 10 men for us to see that these bills pass through, I think we'll go a long way. Present Constitutional Committee that is in the National Assembly is working towards those bills, the 6 bills that were dropped earlier. We are trying to see if we can have a proper legislation, as I said, even gender budgeting, if we can have a legislation on that. If we can have the 35%, which we earlier requested, the issue of girl-child marriage, and the issue of prohibiting the discrimination against women, and even the gender violence against women bills. All those bills that we have dropped, by the grace of God, they will see light before the end of this National Assembly.
Can you give us an insight to successful strategies which you have been able to do?
Well, we have just started. This is our first year in the office, and these are the bills that were dropped earlier. We have to bring them up, dust them, and see where the problems actually started, which we have started. As I have enumerated earlier, maybe the sensitization was very small. Since they were not able to reach the state assemblies, they were not able to go for lobbying to the governors and other agencies that really care to do something like that. Now that we have in position a former senator as our president, 2 of them were senators, himself and his wife, they know what it is to become a legislator. And I believe they will do something about it. They will help us see that all the bills get the light of the day by the grace of God.
We'll take a short break now. The program remains Gender and Parliament. We'll be back shortly.
Hajiya Gambo Sawaba was born on February 15, 1933 in Zaria, Kaduna State, Nigeria. She was a pioneering figure in Nigerian struggle for independence and women's empowerment. Sawaba's activism began in the 1950s, focusing on women's education, healthcare, and social welfare. She also founded and led several organizations such as Northern Women's League, Nigerian Women Union, and also Women's Liberation Association. She was a member of various political parties like Northern People's Congress, NPC, National Party of Nigeria, NPN, People's Front of Nigeria, PFN. Hajiya Gambo Sawaba was a mother of the Nigerian women's movement, and she was given awards like National Honor with several achievements. She was to contest in an election in the northern Nigeria in 1959. She fought against child marriage and polygamy, supported women's economic empowerment through cooperative societies, and also advocated for women's education leading to increased enrollment. Hajiya Gambo Sawaba's tireless efforts powered the way for future generations of Nigerian women in politics and in activism. Her commitment to women's empowerment and social justice continued to inspire.
Welcome back, and the program is Gender and Parliament. I've been discussing with Honorable Hajia Fatima Telba. She is the member representing Nageri and Patiskum Federal Constituency in the 10th National Assembly, Yobe State. Well, as we were discussing, I would like you to give us a personal experience which you've had over the years in the National Assembly.
So there is no any bad experience, particularly that we have a good leadership in the National Assembly. Honestly speaking, there is nothing we will say now because Mr. Speaker is all inclusive. Because of our number, he always pity the number we have in the National Assembly, and whatever comes into the National Assembly participatory, he includes women. And whatever is there for him to go and support the women, he normally does that.
Okay, so how can international organizations support these gender initiatives?
We have so many opportunities to explore. As I said earlier, we need to do some groundwork too. We have some agencies that are backing us up to come with policies that will definitely gender friendly, and they are even supporting us. We have particularly NILS, women, UN Women, and so many of the organizations actually come at times. They organize a retreat for us. You know, they bring out people that will talk to us on way forward on this gender of a thing. So there are so many opportunities in the assembly that we'll explore, because I told you this is just the beginning of the journey to 2027. We still have some times, and by the grace of God, before the end of 2 years in the assembly, we will know the direction we're heading to.
So what opportunities exist for advancing gender issues through legislative reforms?
We have so many opportunities to explore. As I said earlier, we need to do some groundwork too. We have some agencies that are backing us up to come with policies that will definitely gender friendly, and they are even supporting us. We have particularly NILS, women, UN Women, and so many of the organizations actually come at times. They organize a retreat for us. You know, they bring out people that will talk to us on way forward on this gender of a thing. So there are so many opportunities in the assembly that we'll explore, because I told you this is just the beginning of the journey to 2027. We still have some times, and by the grace of God, before the end of 2 years in the assembly, we will know the direction we're heading to.
So how can international organizations support these gender initiatives?
They are already doing that. Okay. As I told you, even now we have a very soon, next week, from end of this month to 2nd week of October, NILS has organized town hall meetings for all the female legislators in their respective constituencies, where we are going to meet with 300 women in our constituencies, sensitize them, and NILS is also giving out everything. It's giving them some token after the interactive sessions, and they will go and tell them that it's good to come out. It's not that you have to just go and hide yourself behind, you say you are a woman, you cannot go out. Even the men, some of the men are really supportive, even in their homes. There are men that I know are really supportive. They encourage their women. Otherwise, they won't even allow them to go to where we are gathering. But they allow them go. They spend the whole day there. And look at them, even in queues, you will see women. They queue from morning to evening. They will still be there. And knowing that about 65% of the total population of Nigeria, or even 70, is women. And we all got our votes through women voting, honestly speaking. Therefore, I believe women are really doing good, and will continue to support women. Will continue to find agencies that will help us, play along with us, so that we empower men. We make them self-reliant. We are trying to find agencies that will come and work with us, so that we will support our women that have been there for us and are always there for us.
So what are the challenges the women face in influencing legislative decision process?
So many challenges we face with our men folk in the chamber, actually. But I now understand that we did not maybe follow the correct way of sensitizing the men folk that time. That was why we had issues. And even during the 9th Assembly, there were hitches. Some of the bills were rejected because we couldn't get the support of the men folk. And I still believe that it was lack of proper sensitization. And there's another very sensitive issue that we take for granted, like saying gender equality. The men find it very offensive when you say gender equality. So I think gender equity is very much more palatable, and I think when we talk of just allowing the men to believe that we are there to complement their efforts, they will be better for us, and I believe that that one that we have now started doing is working. Because on this committee, the committee I'm chairing, Women in Parliament, we have more men than women. That is because we are only 14 in the Green Chamber, and we have 6. There were virtually about 20 in the National Assembly, all in all, which is grossly inadequate. So female representation is about 3.5%, which is so sad. Out of about 469, we have just 20 women. You see, if the men don't support us, there is nothing we can achieve.
Okay, your final words, because we're about rounding up the program.
My final word is that men should be friendly to us, as I said earlier. I'm begging them. I'm now pleading. We have lobbied. I think the intensity of the lobbying that time was not intensive. This time around, we are going to aggressively lobby them to please see reasons and have a soft spot for us throughout the day, throughout the night, so that we'll see the light of the day. But if the men will kill these bills again, let them know that what goes up comes down. Because they have female children, they should expect the same treatment.
Thank you so much for coming on the program. The program is Gender and Parliament, and I've been talking to Honorable Fatima Talba. She is the member representing Nigerian and Patiskum Federal Constituency in Yobe State. It's indeed a pleasure to have had you on set. Go out there, contribute your own little quarter, be a good and humble Nigerian. See you next week. My name is Joy.